Hey guys, hope everyone is doing well. Today I normally talk about drones, but another part of my photography, drone pilot, videography life is that of a caregiver. So I've been taking care of my mom who's older with dementia. She's 87 right now. I actually had her in Hawaii with me for 2 years. So we've been through quite the journey. I mean, I had her in a couple different places here before we relocated to Hawaii. 2 years on island alone with someone with no help with dementia, even though she was in a care home, was still very challenging. So I opted to move her back to Illinois, where she was from. Hawaii is just very different for someone who is older and probably dealing with a lot of confusion with her state that she's in. So I knew she had some family back here. She has 2 sisters, and longer story short, she is in Illinois, which is where I am right now. And we had a really rough year last year, obviously, for everyone with the pandemic. And one of the main things we want to all be able to do is stay connected to each other, especially those who we love. And this one device is honestly a godsend as far as that entire thing. This Amazon Alexa Show this is, I believe, the 2nd generation or whatever it is. It doesn't move and follow you. I thought that actually would be a little bit more confusing even for my mom, because there's more movement and more things going around, and a lot of times they want to just kind of stop whatever it is. They see this turned on, they may want to unplug it, so that can be an issue with this Amazon Show. I just want to talk to you too about this device and some of the pros, not really any cons, but mainly why you'd want this in your life. And to me, in my caregiving journey, this has been the most essential tool, game changer, 190%. It is super, super amazing, and I suggest every single person to have one in their life or in their loved ones' rooms. And realistically, the care homes and the facilities should be somehow doing something to make that a reality, but of course they're not, because a lot of them are pretty subpar and not really that great. And I want to talk to you guys about some of my real life recent examples, which basically gives you added peace of mind if you do have an issue at your facility that your loved one's in. So first off, I can drop in on my mom. She has one of these identical in her room. So obviously I'm not with electricity. You got to be connected to Wi-Fi, but essentially all I would do is say, Alexa, drop in on my mom's Echo Show. So essentially what we'll do is ring my mom's Echo. There'll be a little audible tone. This thing will illuminate, and then I'll pop up on screen. She doesn't have to do anything to initiate the call, which is great, because my mom, essentially with the progressed dementia, just has so much confusion that she wouldn't be able to hit a button to answer. It would be very difficult. Even if it was a bright red button, she would still get confused. So to not have her have to do anything to initiate and hang up on the call is great, because we can do that as the caregiver. So that is obviously huge. But just having this in your loved one's room gives the facility and the staff and the CNAs and nurses, it basically gives them a heads up that they're going to be possibly watched. And it's totally your right as a caregiver to do that. You have every right to have one of these in your loved one's room. Possibly there may be an issue if there's a shared room type issue. But again, I would definitely contact your ombudsman for the state that you're in and make sure you know 100% what the law is and what your rights are as a caregiver and as a family member advocating for your loved one. Because most likely there should be zero issue with having this in your parents' room. And my mom, on her door, has a sign saying there's a monitoring device in her room, but you know what? Who cares? It's good to keep the staff on their toes at all times, because you know what? They never know when someone may be listening, maybe recording. They really don't even understand the technology, most of them, because some of them are older or some of them are younger and just kind of not super educated. So that's the reality, and it's just good to keep them guessing. You don't want them to ever think they can get away with something. You want to make sure that they're aware that possibly something is being recorded or possibly they're being listened or watched, and it's just added peace of mind. So if I want to, I can check in on my mom and make sure the CNA is helping my mom change to get ready for bed, for example. I can make sure my mom is physically ready for bed or waking up and into her normal day clothes. So I can really advocate and watch no matter where I'm at in the world. I can be in Hawaii right now and still advocating for my mom way more successfully than I could if I didn't have this in my life. So it's just a huge, huge plus. Anyone who's contemplating, I forgot what the actual company was. It was like View. I forgot what the names actually were because they were so not impressive to me. And this thing smokes everything in regards to a device that would be able to be communicating with your loved one. So don't even go any further. Literally get this Amazon Alexa Show, the bigger one, whatever color. I believe they have it in this sandstone white and they have it in a gray color. Personally, as I said, I don't think I would get the newer generation. You can, of course, which will kind of follow your loved one around or the person around. To me, the extra added movement may kind of get them weirded out sometimes and confused, like they need to shut it off or disable it. So that can be an issue where my mom will unplug this, but I kind of got it communicated with the staff over there to check on the plug every once in a while, or I just call in and say for them to replug it in. Once in a while as well, I'll have an issue where I can't initiate the call and they'll have to basically unplug it and leave it unplugged for like a minute and then plug it back in and we'll reset it and usually solve the issue. So again, all they need to have on their end, like my mom has in her facility, is Wi-Fi, plug it in, set it up, and it's pretty straightforward. So super awesome. Like for example, my mom's been having issues with kind of being incontinent, and I found poop on the floor the other day in her room, in her bathroom and her room, and I've been having issues with the staff essentially not cleaning it up like they should. And I got into it with one of the staff members who basically said it's not their problem while I'm on my hands and knees cleaning up crap. So it was really an unacceptable situation, and I kind of left feeling a little uneasy knowing that I got into it with one of the staff members who actually has to overlook and oversee my mom. And until I have time to actually meet with the administrator and get this sorted out and dealt with the state, basically I want to make sure nothing's going on so I can call my mom while they're in the room and watch over and make sure all is good. So it does give you that added peace of mind. And again, it does give you the opportunity to kind of keep an eye on them. So there's nothing wrong with that. You can spy, you can do whatever you want. It's your right as an advocate to be able to do so and to be able to watch in on them, because if they have any issue with you watching, then most likely they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing. So just the fact that my mom has this in her room and that she has that sign on her door saying there's a video surveillance device in her room is awesome, because you know what? That's going to keep the staff and everyone at the facility on basically their best behavior, because they don't know what's going on, if someone's going to be watching or listening. They really don't understand this device truly because they don't most likely have one, and it's just a good thing. So that's a huge pro, just having that psychological thing, knowing that they don't really know for certain if someone is listening in on them. Again, it is your right as a caregiver and as an advocate and family member to be able to do that. So if you have any issue, I would contact your ombudsman for your state that you're in and have them walk you through it and let them know that a lot of people use these things successfully. It's just a super awesome tool, total game changer. And during the pandemic, if I didn't have this in my mom's life and in our life, I don't know what I would have done. It really kept my mom semi-sane and in a mental state that I think I was able to monitor and kind of keep stimulated. Even though we were remote like this, it just helped out. I can talk to her in the car. I could go through nature walks and show her sunsets. I can do so many things. Even today, for example, it's a Sunday and she's Catholic. I was able to play a mass that was on TV and just turn this around facing the TV and basically let her listen to Mass. So she basically attended church in her mind through this little Amazon Alexa. So this thing has so many powerful potentials. I just wanna really share this with everyone, because in my opinion, as I said, everyone should have this who's caregiving for their loved ones or their parents or whoever it may be. It's awesome. Zero regret. It's a couple $100. I'll put a link below. It's my affiliate link, so it does help me out a little bit supporting my channel. But really what I want to do, it's not about money, it's about getting the word out and making sure you guys stay connected with your loved one during a really trying, challenging time as a caregiver, because it is one of the toughest journeys in the world. No regrets, you're not alone. I mean, I've been through hell and high water because just very, very challenging. I dealt with it with my father before my mom. My dad passed away with dementia, cancer, all kinds of issues. It was really, really horrific. And now my mom, I'm helping care for. They adopted me. I'm honoring them the best I can by doing this. I actually relocated from Hawaii, so I shifted my life. There's a lot of sacrifice involved as a caregiver, as anyone knows who is in my shoes. And it really is one of those journeys. Unless you're walking in that actual path, you really have no clue, and that's just the reality. But you're not alone. Stay positive. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'm going to do more videos on this device and how I utilize it, but really get creative with it. I don't use this device really that much more than just using the drop-in feature. I'll play music for my mom on it occasionally. I also have one of the Amazon Alexa, the little tower ones, like you have the Echo Dot. So I have two in her room, this one for talking, and then I have another one that I usually use if I'm going to play music for her. So really that's about it. Subscribe if it helps. Share with anyone you know who is in the caregiving journey and get the word out. That's really the goal of this video, is to help get the word out. Ideally, that's the thing I want to do, is keep people connected, their loved ones and their family members who have done so much and are at a really hard point in their life and their journey, getting older and dealing with a really rough disease like dementia or Alzheimer's or whatever it may be as a caregiver. But worth the investment. Click the link below. I just want to wrap this up by saying, if you have any doubt about what to buy, trust me on this one. It's proven through a pandemic that was absolute hell as a caregiver, let alone just hell to begin with. So 2020 was horrible, and literally this thing was the biggest game changer, life-changing device that I could have ever dreamed of. The only thing I maybe would be a bigger display, just so you could see everyone a little bit more clearly. So maybe they'll come out with a bigger display eventually. Amazon, if you're listening, Bezos, you can go and send someone to space. Why don't you come out with a bigger display that we can actually keep in contact with our loved ones, because that's actually a huge journey that a lot of people are on right now or going to be on in their lives with their parents. So it's probably something that everyone's going to face at some point in their life. You could be a good person by stepping up and doing right by honoring your parents and your loved ones, or you can do nothing like a lot of family members do, including people that are in my own family, and that's not super cool. So at least I know I can sleep at night. That's another thing you can do. You can say good morning to your loved one with this device. You can say good night. You can make sure everything's going as planned. You can make sure if there's, say, a therapist in your parents' room, you can watch and see and talk with them. There's just a huge way of staying connected and advocating as a caregiver. Just to reiterate 1,000 times, if you have any doubt in your mind, believe me, you won't regret this purchase. So click the link below. That's my affiliate link, as I mentioned, and it will help support me and the channel to keep doing more videos like this. Try it out. You just need Wi-Fi in your loved one's room and your place, and you can go ahead and use the iOS app, like an Amazon app, through your iPhone, or you can use your iPad Pro or whatever it may be, or your iPad or Android, whatever tablet you use. There's a Android and an iOS Amazon app where you can drop in on your loved one. Right now I can drop in on my mom, for example, on my iPhone, not obviously on this with no power, and I could show her what I'm doing live as we're recording this video. So I can bring my mom in on basically anything that I'm doing and at least share with her a little bit about my life, so she doesn't feel totally disconnected from reality with the really miserable disease, from not getting out as much. They just don't get out. If you go into these facilities, a lot of times you'll see these people basically just sitting around doing nothing. And that's not obviously good for anyone's physical health, mental health, and just be a good person and do right. That's basically what I'm saying. And this device will help you along that journey as a caregiver 190% all day, every day. And I can't speak more highly about this thing. Amazon Alexa show for the win. And take care, guys.